From First Alert 4, this is a breaking weather alert.
People need to stay off the roads.
Snow, ice, wind, and now there's bone-chilling cold to contend with. We are monitoring road conditions on this First Alert 4 weather day. The impacts still lingering from that weekend winter storm. This is First Alert 4 at 10. I'm Samantha Jones.
And I'm Corey Stark. The region saw 8 to 12 inches of snow depending on where you live. And as our communities continue to dig out, we now watch for chances of refreeze.
Yeah, tonight that road concern is causing several districts to cancel or go virtual tomorrow. You'll see those scrolling there at the bottom of your screen. There's a list for you on the First Alert 4 News app as well. Your First Alert weather team, though, and our team is all across the bi-state checking on road conditions.
And first, as the focus shifts to the bitter cold, we send things over to First Alert 4 Chief Meteorologist Steve Templeton.
Yeah, to be clear, nothing falling tonight. That's why you see dry weather on the First Alert radar with the live scan. So nothing new falling, but yes, some lingering issues as it's so cold. Nothing has really melted unless it's been cleared, and clearing is a difficult challenge for a lot of the crews. They're working hard, but we're at 24 in St. Louis. 18 in Warrenton right now, 19 in Collinsville. So the morning drive, it's a yellow light. So yesterday I said red light. Tomorrow morning, yellow light. Use some caution if you do have to be out there. Lingering road issues are possible, so just be alert to that. Some roads may be in decent shape, others not so much. Otherwise, it is cold. We're going down to 10 degrees. And keep in mind, those chemicals don't work as efficiently when you get down to those types of temperatures, so there may be some slick spots. Bone-chilling cold in the morning, and that's our future for the next few days. But I do see a chance of some accumulating snow in my forecast. I have the First Alert timing on that for you coming up.
All right, Steve, thank you. As the focus shifts to cold temperatures overnight, your First Alert team is tracking how crews are preparing.
Our Alexis Sotos is in the First Alert powerhouse Silverado tonight, giving us a look at the roads and hearing from MoDOT on what their plan is overnight. Alexis?
Corey, Sam, we are out on the roads, and really it depends on where you are on how those roads look. I'm going to flip the camera around, let you see firsthand what things look like right now at 10 o'clock. We are just getting off at 44 westbound here at Bulls. We are going to hit this red light, of course. But if you take a look at the street in front of us, you can see it's been plowed, but it's still got some snow on it. And that's going to be the case as MoDOT continues to work overnight to get things clear.
Stalled vehicles, even snow plows stuck in the snow as MoDOT crews continue to work on clearing the road.
It just all depends on where you are.
In the First Alert 4 powerhouse Silverado, we saw firsthand the differences even just a mile could make. Exit and entrance ramps were some of the biggest problem areas. In Chesterfield, police helped more than 70 stranded drivers.
It just depends on what interstate you were on and what section of the interstate as to what it looked like.
Yeah. What was your experience? Did you slip, slide, get stuck anywhere?
No, it was good. It was good. I've got a four-wheel drive truck, so.
We asked MoDOT why there was such a difference on different parts of the highways.
It varies a lot as you do that. You think you'd be able to peel it off and it'd all be the same, but it doesn't work that way. And it all came through there, and how that snow came down and how it packed in there. So that's what causes that problem. You can't clean those roads off the same way all the way across.
There were fewer cars on the road, making the work easier for crews, but some people needed to get out.
I was going to see my dad, who broke his hip and is in a facility right now. And I mean, honestly, the Highway 40 was fine as long as you weren't speeding.
And more will need to return to work in the morning. MoDOT says they'll be working through the night.
Our focus is going to be to get in there and make sure those places don't freeze back and push those ramps, push those interchanges, push those shoulders back a little more.
All right, so we are hopping back on Interstate 44 going eastbound now. There is an accident just up here. A tractor trailer had an accident in the westbound lanes, but they are getting traffic through up there. Again, the story is going to remain the same, that you need to take it slow if you've got to get out, and know that those conditions can really vary depending on where you're driving. If you look at the interstate right here, these eastbound lanes, this is really clear. So again, it's a difference even from eastbound to westbound lanes, and depending on where you are at. So if you are getting out in the morning, make sure to take it slow and leave yourself plenty of time. Corey, Sam.
Still a lot of variables out there to watch. Alexis, thank you. And as crews do continue to work on the roads, we saw the interstate. Those don't look too bad depending where you are. Residential areas, though, still need some plowing. Let's send things over to our John Kipper in St. Charles. John.
Thanks.
Yeah, Sam, as you mentioned, in the city of St. Charles, on Washington Street in particular, just a few blocks away from Main Street, we came over here to get a look at what the neighborhood streets look like. And on Washington Street, you can clearly tell at least one time a plow went through, but there's still work left to do as there is still snow just standing in the streets. Now, as for the arterial streets, the busier roads, well, driving around the county today, it was clear there's been a lot of steady improvement.
The side streets are a little bit tough right now, but the main streets look so really good. So I think we're going to be all right.
St. Charles City resident Sherry Mazzotti was remaining optimistic after her city received nearly a foot of snow. According to the National Weather Service, the city of St. Charles received 10 inches of snow, and other parts of the county, like Weldon Spring, got over a foot, making some roads tough to drive Monday.
They're pretty icy in some spots.
The neighborhoods typically last on the list to get plowed remain spotty.
The neighborhoods are really bad.
The weather has kept police busy. A spokesperson for St. Charles City Police says from Saturday night through Monday evening, they responded to 103 vehicles needing help. And in a similar time period, St. Charles County Police helped another 40 vehicles.
Real sporadic. Some are great and others are horrible. I know the highway's been hit and miss too. That was really bad, especially the on-ramps and the off-ramps. Those are the worst because that's where the snow's piled up. Need to push?
We found Michael Flynn sledding with his grandson Monday afternoon, and he adds he wouldn't have came out if he didn't have a truck.
People need to stay off the roads unless they got big trucks, and even then I saw a Jeep that was stuck.
Now, if your street still is not paved, there still is some hope it can happen soon. For example, in the city of St. Peters, they really focused on the arterial streets throughout the day, but beginning at 7 p.m. just a few hours ago, the shift changed, and they're going to focus on the neighborhood routes. Reporting live in St. Charles County, John Kipper, First Alert 4.
John, thank you. All right, let's head over to the Metro East, where the work there continues as well. IDOT is preparing for the cold overnight temps. Our Kimberly Donahue brings us the latest there.
Here in St. Clair County, crews described the winter weather event as largely uneventful, and those we spoke to are trying their best to keep up with their routines in spite of the bitter cold temperatures.
I like the colder weather a little bit better than all the heat, so it's a little bit nicer. I don't know, it makes the bones feel better.
The winter weather not stopping Robert Trower and his daughter Addie from their weekly ritual, raising canes after gymnastics class.
The whole family's waiting for we all get canes and go home and warm it back up because we got a bit of a drive, but then once a week we'd like to do that. As long as the roads don't get us hurt, too bad.
A safe drive thanks in part to plowers like Adam Cange.
You kind of have to be crazy to do this, I think.
The Illinois Department of Transportation says drivers took their warning seriously to stay off the roads during the day, giving ample opportunity for crews to clear the main streets and highways. They're planning to drop their plow numbers down to about 100 overnight. Cange says it's helped him with his work, too.
It's kind of like cleaning, you have an old dirty car and you really wax it and polish it, and it's really nice and pretty at the end. But just plowing the snow and getting the de-icer down to get the final slush and small thin layer of snow, it's just the process.
Keeping families like the Trowers safe and ready for the snow.
A lot nicer when it's snowy too, not just the cold.
In St. Clair County, Kimberly Donahue, First Alert 4.
As we track the winter conditions and chances for a refreeze overnight, make sure you have the First Alert 4 weather app. You can scan the code you see there on your screen to download it for free and get alerts as soon as they happen.
Disturbing video obtained by First Alert 4 Investigate shows the moments two former St. Louis cops walked away from a man they'd found in Forest Park. He was shot in the head but still alive. The officers never tried to help, call for backup, or make sure that other people were safe. Complaints filed against them by the Attorney General's office, calling what they did an act of vileness and depravity. It's a case that we first told you back in November. Now, our chief investigative reporter, Lauren Traeger, is showing us the video tonight that's never been seen publicly. And we do want to warn you, some of what you may see and hear may be disturbing.
5 seconds is the time it takes for two officers to find what they've been called to look for.
Damn, he right there. Somebody right there. Swear to God. No, he ain't dead. He alive.
September 10th, 2023, still sunny in Forest Park at 6:20 p.m. A man lying on the ground, shot, but still breathing.
He shoot himself in the head? I don't know.
That's now former SLMPD officer Austin Frazier. He is not wearing a camera. It's his partner, Ty Warrens, that is rolling. Together, they make a decision.
We better take this motherfucker down. We ain't taking this shit. I ain't taking 30 minutes. Let's cruise around and come back.
A minute and 10 seconds on scene, changing lives forever. Laughing as they walk away from a person and the public who needed them to protect and serve.
It's disgusting, really disgusting.
Former St. Louis County Chief Tim Fitch, now a police consultant, had been appalled when we'd first shown him disciplinary complaint documents filed by Missouri's Attorney General, which accuse Warren and Frazier of what the state calls a, quote, reckless disregard for the safety of the public and another person. And now we've shown Fitch the officer's body camera videos obtained through a public records request.
Certainly, it's even more disturbing just watching the video.
St. Louis police had been called to Forest Park after a call from a person who said they were going to take their own life. Later learning it was 29-year-old Urayuan Rodriguez Rivera. Disciplinary complaint documents say Frazier and Warren arrived on scene and located the man lying under a tree, shot in the head. Neither attempted to render any assistance, neither requested medical assistance, and neither, complaint documents say, attempted to locate a firearm.
Let's cruise around and come back.
Instead, they simply leave, and Warren turns off his camera. But about 10 minutes later, they come back to Forest Park and pretend they hadn't already been there.
522 priority.
Go ahead.
Have EMS respond for one subject, not conscious but breathing, barely.
A third responding officer immediately calls in the scene.
Yeah, he's snoring.
Assessing the wounds. The man's breathing so agonizing, it's like a gasping for air.
Where's the gun at?
That third officer immediately notices something isn't right.
You got a gun?
Can't see one.
As others arrive, they know to secure the perimeter.
Hey, start it way up there and do the whole thing.
Throughout several officers' body camera videos, you see them putting up yellow crime scene tape.
Priority with privacy curtains. We're in a very exposed area of Forest Park.
Calling to block the victim from view in the busy park and keep others away.
Got a pulse still?
They follow protocol and attempt to help.
Super weak, but I feel it.
Even when they know it's bad.
There's not much we can do. Shoot. Yeah, we're going. They still got a pulse.
So those officers did their jobs, and they do their jobs well.
Guy down there by the tree, got gunshot wound through and through. Labored breathing.
EMS officials take Urayuan to the hospital, but he does not survive.
You've got to wonder if they would have done something right then and there, could he have survived? Certainly when you turn your back and walk away, the chances of that person surviving is going down dramatically by the second.
To you, is it just so wrong on its face?
Yes, absolutely. That's not how most officers would respond to a call like that.
In fact, Fitch says he can think of only one thing.
I think it's just pure laziness is what it was.
On video this time, Warren and Frazier walk away again, leaving their fellow officers to handle it now.
You know, it's up. Warren and Frazier just left. Why? I don't know.
Nearly every officer acknowledges the obvious. How is it a suicide with no gun?
ECU is here, so he probably already has the gun. Nope, no gun. Gun's gone. What do you mean gun's gone? The gun is gone. So he could have shot himself, somebody came over and took his I mean, wouldn't shock me. Maybe somebody dumped him. You never know. I mean, there's... St. Louis.
Unless somebody picked it up and chucked it somewhere.
Ultimately, the case was ruled a suicide. Urayuan had a history of suicidal ideations and had left notes of intent. Still, Fitch says it's very concerning that to this day, no one knows where that gun is, possibly left unsecured by Frazier and Warren.
That's something that they should have done and they didn't do.
Did they endanger the safety of other people?
Quite possibly, by not securing that firearm, and they certainly could have endangered the life of the individual.
St. Louis police declined to provide an interview for this story, saying they cannot comment on specific personnel matters, but writing that, quote, appropriate disciplinary action will be taken if an officer is found to have violated policies. Urayuan's mother lives in Puerto Rico. She cannot believe what our reports have been revealing, telling us in a text message it was a, quote, lack of humanity, saying more, quote, I hope the full weight of the law falls on these so-called police officers. The state has sought to discipline their peace officer licenses, and Fitch says a lawsuit is possible, but criminal charges, he says, are very unlikely.
They just didn't act at all, which is certainly shameful, but criminal, probably not.
It is the body camera video, which we should appreciate, Fitch says. The video that told the whole story. Video that's there to protect the officers and also the public.
A supervisor reviewing the body camera video was the one that discovered that it wasn't handled properly and did initiate an investigation. And that's the way it's supposed to work.
That video telling us what truly happened.
Let's cruise around and come back.
Capturing what otherwise was concealed, the inactions of 2 officers.
Now, regarding that missing gun, police tell us their investigation into the stolen firearm remains ongoing, and they are actively monitoring their database to see if it is being used in any crimes. To date, there have been no hits to that database. The police officers, we're told, have left the department not long after this incident last year. They have not responded to our inquiries to talk to them. Warren has already lost his Missouri peace officer's license. Frazier has a hearing regarding his license tomorrow morning. We will certainly keep tracking that. I'm Lauren Traeger. First Alert 4 investigates.
Let's take you back outside tonight. Another live look at the roads from the First Alert Powerhouse Silverado. This is on 270 in the Maryland Heights area. As you can see, one lane or a couple lanes that you can see the pavement, so that's some good news. But as we've been telling you, if you got to go out to commute tomorrow morning, just take it slow. Steve, those temps continue to drop.
Yeah, temps don't help, right? Because as it gets colder, the chemicals aren't as efficient. And it's going to be cold the next few days. Then we get into another chance for some snow. Not a big storm, but a chance for accumulation. I'll detail what I'm thinking coming up.
Welcome back on this winter weather day. We have received really so many photos and videos from you at home.
Yeah, these really help us to tell the story. Also give us a glimpse at how you're spending these snow days. For many, it was a nice snow day for kids and families. We got plenty of pictures just like this showing snowmen, snow angels, a lot of family fun and happy smiles.
A lot of smiles there. And our animals, they're smiling. Of course. Well, I don't see too many smiles, but they're enjoying the snow as well. You're sending a lot of photos of your pets enjoying the fresh powder out there.
Hey, and check this out. Who needs a ski slope when you got this much backyard? This is in Chesterfield, sent in by Matt, who says these were some pretty tough powder conditions to go through. That slope looks a little rough there, I'll tell you.
Yeah, got some moguls that he's contending with. Hey, you know, you can send us your pictures. Just go to the First Alert for News app, and there's a spot on there for you to send your photos.
We appreciate it because it gives us a chance to see what it actually looks like, and seeing a lot of those pictures helps steer us towards the fact that, you know, Chesterfield and up to St. Charles County got some of the most snow. And I'll show you a map of some snow totals coming up, but I want to make sure you're always prepared for what's next. Here's the First Alert on what's coming next. Cold, okay? Cold tonight and the next few days. Single-digit lows for the most part, tonight around 10. But the next few days are going to be very cold. Highs will be below freezing all week. We'll have some melting with some sun in the afternoon tomorrow, more sun on Wednesday. That helps, but air temperatures below freezing. Check this out. There's a chance for some light accumulating snow by Friday. No, not a big storm, but yes, some accumulation. An inch, maybe 2 is possible by Friday. This could end up being a First Alert weather day. You want to make sure to stay track on that. It's not going to be anything like this. This is what happened already, and it's kind of a recap of the snow and sleet with the highest totals in that light blue, 9 to 12 inches. Firmly through St. Charles County, kind of dipped to about Chesterfield. After that, as you go south, it was more like under 9 inches. But look at 12 inches in Godfrey, St. Charles at 10.3, Wentzville at 10 inches. Now, a little more sleet as you go south, so the totals weren't quite as high. 7.8 in Centralia, 8 inches in the city, 6 in Kirkwood, and of course a lot more sleet and freezing rain as you go even farther south. Some areas like Farmington and Knoblich got quite a bit of ice, but, you know, around Rolla, 2 to 5 inches of a sleet and snow combo. Okay, that's behind us now, right? But this is just cloud cover. We're dry, so we don't have anything going on tonight as far as falling accumulation, and that's good for the road crews because they're trying hard on those roads, and that's 270, which actually, in between Page and Dorset, looking pretty good right now on the Ford Skycam network. It brings you, again, the ground truth of what's actually happening out there. But know that you might get a road that looks great, and then all of a sudden you get a road that's not so great. Or you hit a patch of ice because the chemicals didn't work as well when it gets down to 10 degrees tonight, and that's where we're headed. While we're at 24 now, we're heading down to those temperatures around 10 to some in the single digits. I have Festus and Sullivan at 9 degrees, St. Peter's at 9 degrees. Mostly cloudy. light winds, so we don't have a significant wind chill in the morning, but it's going to be cold. And a cold day, too. 21 at noon, and then we'll hit a high in the afternoon at 24. The normal, 40 degrees. But at least we'll get into some sunshine, partly sunny in the afternoon. By 6 o'clock, cold and dry. So cold mornings ahead. The coldest, that's Thursday, 3 degrees. Now, luckily, the winds aren't too strong. Light winds tomorrow. The wind chill on Wednesday, 0 to -5, but it's not a real strong wind. Light winds on Thursday as well. So that's the mornings. The afternoons, all below freezing. But you notice it gets a little warmer in the afternoon Friday. A little more moisture with that, and that leads into that chance for some snow by Friday. 24 for the 4-degree guarantee high for healing action tomorrow. $300 our donation so far. Still in the 20s Wednesday and Thursday. There's that coldest morning, Thursday morning at 3 degrees, and there's that chance of snow on Friday. But what about after that? Let's get you ready for the weekend. It's going to be dry, mostly cloudy, and some high temperatures getting above freezing. How about that? 35 Saturday and 37 on Sunday. We'll be right back.
Live, this is Sports on 4, powered by Nissan.
Now weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting for spring training in Jupiter. The question remains, will Nolan Arenado be the Cardinals' third baseman? Well, the latest destination swirling is the Boston Red Sox. A source told MLB.com that Arenado informed the club he would waive his no-trade clause to accept a deal with the Red Sox. The Red Sox have also been tied to free agent third baseman Alex Bregman. Arenado is still owed $74 million over the next 3 years. We'll keep you posted on that. The Blues begin their second half of the season on the road tomorrow. They'll take on the Minnesota Wild. Puck drops at 7 o'clock. 13 of the Blues' next 17 games will be played on home ice, something they'll aim to take advantage of. Now 2 points out of the last wild card spot in the Western Conference. Blues prospects dominated the World Junior Championships this weekend. 9 Blues prospects combined for 52 points in 59 games, the most of any NHL organization. Czech forward Jakub Stanzel led the way with 10 points. He finished the tournament first overall among all players in goals, tied for second in points. City SC a couple weeks away from preseason camp with new head coach. You see him there, Olaf Melberg. This weekend he was seen at the Blues game with sporting director Lutz Pfannenstiel and Edu Leuven. Heading into year 3, Lutz told Sports on 4 what his expectations are for the club.
We like to be the underdog, and I think it will be this year to prove ourselves again, just like in year 1, and surprise people and be successful. The goal is very clear. We want to make the playoffs, and everything else will be a disappointment.
St. Louis native and John Burroughs alum Ezekiel Elliott is on the move. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reported the running back has signed with the Chargers practice squad. He was granted a release by the Cowboys last week to join a playoff contender. The Chargers will face the Texans in the wild card round Saturday at 3:30. Exciting for Zeke, also exciting for the Chiefs, who get the first round bye and home field advantage, clinching the top spot in the AFC.
All the fun begins this weekend, right?
Yes,
the
begins
playoffs.
this weekend. Oh, yes.
All right, Samara, thank
All
you.
right, how's summer enjoying the snowfall when we come back?
This winter storm has created lots of headaches, but for some, this was a fun day to enjoy some snow time outside.
Yeah, the St. Louis Zoo posted this video of Collie, the polar bear, saying he approved of all of this snow. Of course he did. This is coming from the Habitat cam from this morning. Collie is enjoying what looks like a bath in some of that fresh powder there, burying his head, rolling around, rubbing his body, getting that coat all fresh in the snow.
Couldn't tell if he was doing like snow angels. Polar bear's not the only one enjoying this. This is more photos of some of the animals at the zoo, which was closed today, but they're really enjoying the day out there.
Yeah, a lot of people enjoying the snow. We'll see you tomorrow.